We have a lot to talk about in this video, and you definitely don't want to miss this. I don't normally do update type videos. Normally when you see my videos, I'm doing something car related, and I actually think that doing update videos is kind of pointless and kind of filler material. But today is the exception. I have some really exciting news about Unity Motorsports Garage and MotorTec features that I just have to share. I'm that excited about because this is a pivotal moment in this channel's path forward.
Okay, folks.
We're pretty excited about this, ain't we?
We are. Let me tell you, this has caused a whole new era to start. I am working extensively on upgrading the workshop. I've added a new room over there. I'm doing new, yes, over there.
Yeah, over there. He's doing all kinds of
Right.
stuff over there.
We will have new equipment in here. I'm building a new studio in the back there so that we can present a professional picture. And here's my thoughts, right? Andy does a very professional job. He needs to complement that with the right equipment. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what Greg's trying to do. That's what Brian's trying to do. That's what Lake's trying to do. You name it. The people we've got on our side are all attempting to boost our position in the, shall I call it an industry? Anyway, back to you, Andy.
Okay, let's dive into it. Since I've been doing this channel per se, I really haven't had a true workshop that's all where I can do everything in-house. I've actually built Casper in the driveway at my house. Not once, but twice. The shop that's actually at my house right now is just a tiny one-car garage, which the truck will barely even fit in there. And once it's in there, you can't do anything around a truck, so that's useless. So the first part of the news breaking is the wife and the family and I, we're actually moving. Okay, we're moving locations from here in Mount Holly, and guess what? We're only moving about 3 minutes away from DV's place right here. So essentially he could throw a rock and hit my back porch. So you can't get much better than that. But the beauty of this place is it comes with a 30 by 20 outside building, which means a lot of possibilities. Insert picture. You see what I'm talking about? Pretty awesome stuff. It's wired for 220. Be able to have big welder out there, be able to actually work on Casper in a shop that's conducive to making videos. That's something I've never had since I've been doing this channel. So that's the first tidbit of news. Second is about MotorTec features, which you know that I'm a part of. Davey and I have been friends forever. We've got Brian Salter. We're getting Lake Speed on board. A lot of really good things is happening over at Greg Finnegan's Race Engine Challenge dyno facility. You've seen it in my videos. That is where I do my dyno testing these days. And so what has happened, come March 15th, we're having a huge grand opening per se, because that's actually going to become the center hub of MotorTec features. You're going to be seeing Brian Salter doing dyno development work at this dyno. You're going to see DV doing dyno development work there. And I'm going to have my own junk there doing stuff. So it's going to be really cool. Greg Finnegan, give you a little bit of background about him. He's a real estate investor type guy, but he's an avid car enthusiast. In fact, he actually entered the Engine Masters Challenge some years back and finished second in his division. He has a full complimentary little machine shop at his place. He knows his way around cars. He knows his way around the dyno. And actually, the dyno facility is just kind of like a man cave for him, really, if we're being honest here. But this is going to be a game changer in the fact that we can actually go there, incorporate our content, which means you, the viewer, gets more bang for the buck. So David and I was having a conversation right prior to me starting this video, because I'm actually doing Godzilla cylinder head work out there. That's going to be another video. But anyways, let me get back on topic. See, it's easy for me to get squirrel. Well, everybody wants to be Steve Morris, and everybody loves Steve Morris stuff, and he is great at what he does until it comes time to write the check for those type engines. I mean, I love watching Steve Morris do 5,000 horsepower engines. I mean, who doesn't love horsepower? But the fact is, 95% of the viewers out there do not live in that realm. They're just like you, average guys and gals who their idea of high horsepower may be 600-700 horsepower, and their average build might be 400 to 500 horsepower. So horsepower is relative to the person that's building it. You know, I think 1,000 horsepower is still a lot of power. It takes a lot of effort to do it and make it reliable. But in other worlds, 1,000 horsepower won't even get you that far. You see what I'm saying? So that is part 2 to this equation. And this leads me to my final point, point 3. I've had an engine build that's been hanging over my head for quite some time now. If you remember, it's the 318 Mission Impossible. That thing has been a thorn in my side, and I'm not even joking, because 1, I want it done. 2, you want it done. But 3, I got to have money to make it happen. Which brings me to my next point. I am proud to introduce that the Edelbrock Group has come on board in helping me finish this project, which will mean supplying me the necessary parts to make this thing come to a reality. I'm super excited about this partnership with the Edelbrock Group, because once again, it means you, the viewer, is going to win. You're going to finally get to see this 318 that was started years ago. I think it's probably been 2, maybe 3 years ago, in a conversation on YouTube. Anyways, you're going to get to see it come to life and see it on the engine dyno once and for all. And then, like we stated, the engine, we will decide what happens with the engine after that, whether we give it away, raffle it off, whatever the case is. We will cover that when we get to it. The first and important thing is we've got to get the engine built. The engine block is actually over at my buddy's house in the other side of Tennessee, which means I'm going to have a road trip in April to go pick this thing up. That's when I'm planning it. The first weekend in April, I'm going to head out there, have another event that I plan on attending, the big open house at the Edelbrock Group. So that, you definitely don't want to miss that. We're taking Casper. But that is when I'm actually going to get started on this engine build. And man, I'm excited to see what we can do with it, because I do think it's going to make way more power than most people think or realize. And look, I have my Mopar roots. That was the first engine that I ever built, was a small block Mopar, 340 Mopar. And it's something that I want to do. And now I actually have the ways and means to make it happen. So thank you, Edelbrock Group, for coming on board. We're partnered up. We're going to make this happen. And we're going to have a lot of other exciting stuff come along. But yeah.
What?
We have a lot of really good stuff happening, don't we?
Where do we start?
Well,
Right. It seems like we can go on and on. Well, what's your thoughts there?
I think this is a pivotal moment for both your channel, my channel, Brian's, Lake's. I think everyone who's going to be involved in this is going to come a winner.
Yes. Well, I mean, because we planned that to happen.
That's right.
Now the question is, we're going to make it happen.
Yeah, it's going to require a lot of hard work,
Yep.
a lot of
Yep.
hours.
Yep. Folks, in case you haven't seen it, I've got my version of this video on there. We'll put it in the...
I'll put description, and I'll put a tab up in, wait a minute, this corner. One of these corners. It'll have,
Right, in this corner.
So we are really excited because this means you, the viewer, comes out on top, and I get to build this 318 and finish that thing once and for all. Do some really cool stuff with Casper, not to mention the Godzilla project that David and I are embarking on with this cylinder head, because it has a ton of potential.
That's just what I was going to say. You took the words out of my mouth. When I looked at this cylinder head, the first thing I thought of was a cup car head from about 2000.
There you go.
Right? That's looking at it stock. We've already gone over this, and we think that the basic design can be pumped up a lot.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, so anytime, just FYI, anytime you flow test a new type cylinder head, the thing that you don't see in any of the videos on YouTube is there's a lot of setup with the bore fixture and trying to make this cylinder head fit on the flow bench, which requires a lot of time and effort.
Yep. If you're doing this all the time, like most professional head porters, then you're going to accumulate the setups.
Yeah, but we don't have Godzilla stuff. We've got small block Chevy, big block Chevy, small block Ford, LS.
Big block Ford.
No Godzilla, so I'm having to make this stuff.
We've even got Cosworth stuff, right? But we don't get many people with Cosworth engines come in.
So until next time, this is Andy from Unity Motorsports Garage.
And David Bizart.
We will catch you later.
PowerTec 10.
MotorTec
and
features.
He's going to catch you later. I'm just not fast enough.